Please continue to mask up.
Have a safe 4th of July, and please continue to mask up there as the governor wraps up what's been now almost exactly an hour news conference, the largest gist of which you've just been hearing is the plan to reopen schools. And you can already ascertain how complicated this process is going to be to navigate between here and the start of school in the fall. What we basically have is a state system and an advisory board that has put together a number of standards that now go out to districts all over the state. Those districts are now allowed to put together their own plans, their own local control, if you will, but they all have to operate within the parameters of those standards. For example, 6th through 12th graders are all going to be expected to wear a mask every day at school. How you work that out within your school is, of course, going to be up to the districts. It's going to have huge ramifications, as you just heard, for the sports year, as she's now recommending that fall sports that have such close contact, like football, like soccer, like volleyball, we would expect, she's going to urge those to move to the spring. So there's an awful lot here for us to dig into. We're going to continue to do that and watch the reaction that's been coming in, but don't undersell the point here about her ability to come to a budget agreement with Republican leadership in Lansing. Those two haven't been able to agree on what time it is over the last couple of months, but they came together with a budget agreement that includes PPE and technology improvements for schools. That's a big part of this too. All coming up next on Local 4 News, first at 4. First at 4, the back-to-school plan Michigan families have been waiting to hear. Governor Whitmer just unveiling her roadmap. It's breaking news, and we'll have a closer look at exactly what it looks like. Also coming up today, a house fire leading to heartbreak. You'll hear about the frantic efforts to rescue children from inside this home. Ebron.
We are just across the parking lot from Grace Centers of Hope in Pontiac, in front of a new facility here, helping families battle homelessness and addiction. I'm Ebron Castaway. Coming up, I'm going to introduce you to one mom who fears where she might be without help from this new facility.
So if 87 is the coldest high temperature in the forecast, just how hot are things going to get? We'll check it out for you right now. First at 4.
Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit. Local 4 News First at 4 starts now.
Good afternoon. I'm Devin Skillian in for Karen this week. Governor Gretchen Whitmer is our breaking news this afternoon, releasing her back-to-school roadmap, as perhaps you just heard here live on Local 4. She's trying to get kids back in school, but warns our behavior from here until the fall will affect that decision.
We have to stay vigilant. Wearing a mask today increases the odds we can resume in-person instruction in the fall, and that's what we're preparing for. So please keep doing your part.
So a lot for us to get through here, and we're still sorting through everything that's been released, but we got some examples of the changes that students and teachers are going to see. Kimberly Gill is in the newsroom with some of the highlights from the plan. Kim.
Yeah, hi, Devin. Good afternoon to you. You're right. There is a lot to wade through in this 63-page document. The plan is definitely not a one-size-fits-all, and the roadmap for what's recommended and what's required may change as the COVID-19 situation is constantly being reevaluated. But first, school safety protocols will vary by region depending on what phase of reopening each region is currently under. Governor Whitmer says if we are in phase 4 or 5, then in-person instruction will resume. Every school district, though, will be required to come up with 3 different plans for phases 3, 4, and 5, with the roadmap serving as a guide. So, for example, the roadmap urges restrictions such as school staff and teachers wearing masks at all times. Younger students would not have to cover their faces in class, but grades 6 through 12 would need to wear masks all day. The governor says we need to show kids right now how critical that protection will be.
We know that there are kids this young and younger who are wearing masks in other parts of the world, and so it's on us adults and leaders and people they look up to model the behavior, to reinforce the behavior, and to encourage practicing this behavior before we get back into the classroom.
That's right. And the governor has also allocated $256 million to support districts as they implement their plans. Devin, we are still reading through this roadmap here. We'll highlight more restrictions that kids could face when you join us for Local 4 News at 5. For now, though, we'll send it back to you in the studio.
Yeah, all right, KG, we'll see you back here at 5. Now, we will continue our coverage of the governor's roadmap both at 5 and 6. We'll be getting reaction from parents, teachers, and school leaders as they now start to sort through this plan. You can read it for yourself. Right now, we've put it online at clickondetroit.com. Now, in the meantime, reopening schools will also be a part of the focus on Capitol Hill. Dr. Anthony Fauci says it's important to limit how many students are in a school building at a time.
There are things that can creatively be done about modifying things like the school schedule, alternate days, morning versus evening, allowing under certain circumstances online virtual lessons. Those are the kind of things that we need to consider.
Let's get to another of the other developments in coronavirus today. The European Union is refusing to open its borders to travelers from the United States. Other countries on that list right now include China, Russia, Brazil, and India, all where infections continue to run high. Here in Michigan, the state reporting another 373 cases of the virus. Another 32 deaths have been reported in Michigan. That's moved up. We recently had several days where the number was in the low single digits, and the governor reminding us today that even though these numbers are lower certainly than we saw, especially through April and much of May, and not matching what we're seeing in the rest of the country where we've seen enormous spikes, these numbers are also troubling as we watch things creep up, and we all need to remain vigilant in Michigan. Other news at this hour, a tragedy on Detroit's west side after a 9-year-old girl is killed in a house fire. Happened this morning on Pearson Street, that's near Joy and Evergreen. Investigators trying to determine if an air conditioner in the right front window might be the source of the fire. But we're told a mother and father noticed the fire. They were able to escape. Firefighters say both parents tried their best to get their children to safety.
Who I believe is the father of one of the children went around the back, broke a window and got the boy out. And then the two girls were still in there. The firefighters made entry. They grabbed the girls, got them out.
Heartbreaking situation. The parents were also taken to the hospital with severe cuts. A 6-year-old girl is in critical condition. The 6-year-old brother that was rescued by his parents is expected to be okay. Well, House Democrats say they are not satisfied with a White House briefing on those explosive allegations surrounding Russia. Key Democrats went to the White House this morning, but say they did not hear from any intelligence officials, such as those from the NSA or the CIA. The New York Times reports Russian agents offered Taliban-linked militants bounties for the lives of American troops in Afghanistan. Now, President Trump says he was never informed because there were doubts about that intelligence. Democrats at today's meeting say it left them scratching their heads.
I find it inexplicable in light of these very public allegations that the president hasn't come before the country and assured the American people that he will get to the bottom of whether Russians are putting a bounty on the heads of American troops.
House Republicans were briefed separately Monday night, which is a little unusual, but Russia vigorously denying the report, saying it never happened. All right, let's get a quick check on the forecast. Ben Bailey standing by with how we're looking as we've been in a pretty warm stretch here, Ben.
Yeah, Devin, and I'll tell you, if you're looking for change here over the next several, possibly 10 days, it is going to be tough to find. Just a lot of heat. Today, our coolest day that we've got going forward, we're at 86 at Metro. We'll improve upon that by 1 degree tomorrow as we sort of fall into the 70s tonight. It's still going to be relatively comfortable in the short term with that humidity in check. That starts going up, but once those 90s get here, they are not going away for a while. We'll see how long they hang on and when our next chance of rain finally rolls in just a few minutes. Devin?
All right, Ben. Hollywood is mourning the loss of a true comedy legend today, but what a life well lived. Carl Reiner has died. Writer, actor, producer, director, he did it all, getting his start on Sid Caesar's Your Show of Shows. Then he created the Dick Van Dyke Show in the 1960s. Reiner said that show was his most thrilling accomplishment as it was based on him and his family. He later co-starred in the Ocean's 11 franchise. Survived by 3 children, including the actor and director Rob Reiner. Carl Reiner died of natural causes in California. Never was a better partnership than Reiner and Mel Brooks. Reiner was 98 years old. Back here at home, we've got a story about hope, family, and recovery. Parents fighting the battle of their lives, but they couldn't do it alone. Evrod Cassimy tells us about the major expansion of a nonprofit that's keeping families together during some really tough times.
This is the outside of Hands of Hope Child Care Center. It's owned by Grace Centers of Hope here in Pontiac, and this new facility allows families extra help when it comes to battling homelessness and addiction. Where do you think you'd be without?
I would probably be dead.
Jessica Sullins is thankful to be alive after battling a drug addiction. The mother of 3 has been at Grace Centers of Hope for 5 years now and is happy to have this new place for her children.
I was an addict. I was addicted to heroin and wanted a better life for my daughter. It's reassuring. It's to know that while I'm at work and I work here at the daycare, that she's loved and taken care of by people that I trust. It's amazing.
It's a dream come true, actually. We can have approximately 74 homeless children here in the daycare. The courts here in Oakland County and Wayne County and different counties cooperating to give the children back to mom because we have the daycare and can care for their children as well. So mom's getting her life back, learning how to be a good mom as well, and the children are right here within 65 feet of where mom lives.
Hands of Hope is for children from birth to 12 years old. The additional space accommodates all children who were previously on a waiting list for the center.
The daycare is just so important to mom getting her life back. While she's getting her life back at the Women and Children's Shelter during the day, taking the life skill classes. The children are here being taken care of and loved, and they're growing too and getting an education.
When we came here, she couldn't even talk. She was 2.5. And within 6 months of being here, Miss Tracy was her teacher and she was speaking full-blown sentences. It was absolutely amazing.
And as you can imagine, it's emotional for Jessica as she hugs her daughter, Michaela, thinking of how Grace Centers of Hope and this new child care facility have allowed her to turn her life around. The children seem to enjoy their time here as well. In Pontiac, Evrod Cassimy, Local 4.
All right, Evrod, the new facility allows the nonprofit to care for and educate 76 children, $1.2 million facility that was funded through private donations. All right, still ahead here on First at 4. 3 quick things you need to know about this year's income tax deadline. One of them could really come in handy if you're not ready. Also, hungry locusts on the move. We'll talk about the threat their appetites are posing for one whole country. But first, video of this couple using guns to warn off protesters has now gone viral. What they're sharing was going through their minds at the time, coming up on First at 4.